To order, we're going to have invocation, and then we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. Will we all stand for the prayer and pledge? Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight with grateful hearts, thankful for the opportunity to serve this city and its people. We acknowledge that leadership is both a privilege and a responsibility, and we ask for your presence to guide our thoughts, our words, and our decisions. Lord, we pray for unity among us, not unity for its own sake, but unity rooted in truth, respect, and a shared commitment to what is right. Help us to listen well, speak honestly, and lead with integrity. Where there are differences, grant us wisdom. Where there are challenges, grant us clarity. And where there is tension, grant us grace. We thank you for progress already made. We are grateful for the completion of the Bridgetown project and for the way it represents growth, perseverance, and investment in our community. And as we prepare to begin the new fire station project, we ask for your hand of protection and provision over the workers, the planners, and all who will one day rely on this facility for safety and service. Remind us that the decisions we make tonight impact families, neighborhoods, and future generations. Help us to stand firm on the good principles, to pursue justice, and to act in the best interest of all. May this meeting be marked by cooperation, sound judgment, and a shared desire to leave our city better than we found it. We place this time, this council, and this city in your hands. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Will everybody please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right, the next item on the agenda, early up, typically is anyway, the reading and approval of our minutes from our most recent meeting, which wasn't 2 weeks ago. I know we were happy about that, but was on December 8th.
Yes, first, hello everyone. Haven't seen most of you since last year. So I would like to make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of December the 8th, 2025, and they be adopted and as recorded.
A second.
Motion made and seconded. Again, it's been over a month now, but any comments or questions about that particular motion to adopt the minutes as they have been recorded? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith, Kirkendall, Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Look, I'm just going to take a few minutes because we do have a few agenda items. But Steve, will the presentation show up on the smart board too?
I got both of them.
Okay.
10 minutes, just a second.
All right, yeah. So Steve's going to get that up, and what prompted this is, well, really what prompted me to talk about Safe Streets for All implementation. We've heard of this program already. We've had a couple successful opportunities at this particular grant. Really, 3 times we've won, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later, kind of detail that out. We have it from the Safe Streets Action Plan, which we went through back in around 2022, and then we took that plan and we applied for what they call implementation dollars. We didn't get implementation dollars in. I think that was 23 we applied, but in 24 we were awarded what's known as demonstration dollars, all right? So Steve, you could just click to the next slide, or the first slide there. Yeah, and it just has some points, Steve, so I got some animations in there. You can hit that first, hit it again. Okay, there we go. So what is Safe Streets? We call it SS4A. And what it is, it's a $5 billion competitive federal grant program. So that means that cities from all over the country can apply to this particular program to receive this type of funding. And it originated from 2021 with the bipartisan infrastructure law. And they have a whole name for it, but we just pretty much kind of shorten it like that. And the aim of it, and I just have highlighted with that second point, is for zero traffic deaths by planning and building safer streets for all users. So this, again, is from the Department of Transportation And so it's focused on zero traffic deaths. Now, that's really ambitious. And I don't know if y'all remember when we were going through this, they had a term for this. Anybody remembers that term they had, zero traffic deaths? It was called Vision Zero, just Vision Zero. So, so again, try to reduce those traffic deaths. So what that means is the funding that comes from SS4A, it's specifically designed to help to meet that goal. It's not about, building you a pavilion. It's not about some other activity. It's specifically designed to meet that goal of zero traffic deaths. And so you hit it again, just a few more slides I want to share with you. All right, go down with the city's wins. First, in spring of 2022, we applied for a planning grant. $270,000 was the value, and that plan was adopted by the city council in January of 2023. I have an image on the next slide that kind of brings back and some of the things that we went through, because I know some of it could be lost. All right, then the second thing that happened with SS4A, again, remember, this started in 2021. Well, the bill was passed in 2021. A lot of these grants kicked off in 2022. So we really started winning right at the beginning of SS4A. We applied for demonstration and implementation funds in the spring of 2023. We were awarded in fall of 2024 with $870,000 for demonstration. And I do have a note from Nick that basically we are near almost complete with the consulting contract. The consultant, that's going to be your engineering firm that's going to design these demonstration projects. And that's going to be, temporary things. It's demonstration. I have another image I'm going to share with you on that, all right? So we've got a 20% match to that, so you really get over $1 million investment. Again, it is demonstration. It's not permitted infrastructure, but it does show the residents of Natchitoches what can be. Like I said, we're very near to completing that consulting contract. And then in 2025, which I think is our Christmas gift last year, we got the news. It was sent to our grants writer, Nicole Gray. She forwarded it over to me late that night. I found out on Christmas Eve that we were awarded implementation dollars. So this is the 5th round or so. So we won in 3 different rounds. So this has been a very successful effort for the city of Natchitoches. And we were awarded $5.7 million. And we initially weren't going to put out the press release, but I saw the Natchitoches Times put it out, and I'm happy that they did, but I think it was their weekend edition, January 3rd, January 4th, and, so they covered it on the front page, and we just had a couple things that I sent over to them because it then came back with the clarification, which, just wanted to share some things. Mainly, oh, it was on the front page? Oh, yeah, the clarification, yeah, I've got it here. It's also on the front page. And it's just, maybe it was from Cassidy. I'm sure y'all get Cassidy's press releases, and maybe he had it mixed up with Ray's grant, but a lot of the language was Ray's grant, and that's different. It was directly from him? Yeah. And look, Cassidy has been great. The headline said, Cassidy sends 5.7, which in a way he really did, but I just wanted to highlight that it was a competitive grant process to where he didn't just send it to us. We had to go through a process of, very rigorous writing. And I think, Council, I sent this to y'all back in July or something, and I thought then it was a winning narrative. I thought it was going to be really successful, and it ended up being successful. The good thing about this, there is a 20% match. Most of these grants have matched, but LIDACOR, which is known as the Louisiana Infrastructure Technical Assistance Corporation, they're new. They're probably 2023. What they notice is all these grants are coming out. Well, cities might not have the money to match. Cities might not have the capacity to write these grants. So they came up with LIDACOR. LIDACOR will write the grant for you. LIDACOR would provide the match. So what we did was we said, okay, we're applying for this 5.7. We know we got a 20% match. Reached out. We went through the LIDACOR process. They said, okay, if you get it, we will provide your match. So one thing I love about this is that's a 100% investment in the city of Natchitoches, coming outside of the city of Natchitoches, from the Department of Transportation and from this relatively new state agency known as LIDACOR. So I thought that was really good that we're getting, and then, it doesn't cost the city anything directly like that. So I think that's really good. Now let's talk about some of the things. The next slide, Steve. that we're going to eventually get. Well, I actually have some pictures. This goes back, I see a particular councilwoman in this picture, right? So this goes back to, I think, 2022. Y'all, we had a really good group. Volker went through a bid process, but they were dynamic. I told them, look, we want to be ready. The next time, we need you to really put this plan together, but we need it to be really good, but we need you to put it together kind of quickly because we want to apply again so that we can put ourselves in a position to get some of the demonstration implementation funding. And I think that has really worked out for us. This is probably not SS4A, but this is in the city of Winfield, just to kind of give you some idea of what demonstration, because we do have some demonstration dollars coming. Now, what we won on Christmas Eve was not demonstration. It was hard infrastructure dollars that's coming to the city of Natchitoches. But if you go to the city of Winfield, and I saw it, I think the Winfield Journal or something, but they've got a makeshift roundabout that they have there, and we just thought that was kind of interesting, whereas people complain about our roundabout, it's almost like Winfield is saying, let's see, we might want one in our city. But anyhow, so there'll be demonstration projects. We don't have a demonstration roundabout, but like I said, those speed tables, which is, we said this before, I think it's Isidore, right by NRMC, you have that. It's not a speed bump, but it makes people slow down right there by the hospital, which I think people should slow down right by the hospital and a lot of other places. But let's see, I think I got another little image that I want to share, Steve. You really can't see this much, but this is just some screenshots, a message from DOT. Again, I shouted when I heard the news. Oh yeah, you go back real quick, Steve, still real quick. Yeah, backspace. Can you do backspace? Well, anyway, it was the screenshots from the email that they sent to us on, there we go. One more. There you go. That they sent to us on Christmas Eve. And I think I shared this with the council members. We shared this with people who wrote letters of support for us because we wanted to share that news with them as well. And just saying, hey, congratulations, y'all won. You got 5.7. And by the way, to show you how competitive this is, I think about 7 or 8 Louisiana cities got planning dollars, to do the action plan, which we did 3 years ago now. So that's how much ahead of the game we are. But I know Manny got a planning grant, City of Baker, there were a few others. Y'all, there were only 2 Louisiana cities that got implementation dollars during this stage. One of them is Natchitoches, but the other one is Lafayette. The Lafayette Parish government is how they see it. So I don't know if that's going to affect multiple cities down in Lafayette. They got about 7 million, so 2 million difference, but they're much bigger than what we are. But when you let that really set in, of all the cities in Louisiana, only 2 were awarded implementation dollars, and Natchitoches was one of them. I mean, you need to think about that on your way home to when you go home, okay? All right, Steve, hit the next thing. And this is, how will we use these? Pedestrian bridge adjacent to South Drive Bridge. I think that's really important that we get it. We applied for funding. They have a bridge program that came about with the bipartisan infrastructure bill. We applied for funding that, but probably Federal Department of Transportation said the bridge, it doesn't qualify because it's not old enough. So it has to get old enough and in poor shape, and then when it gets in poor shape, but obviously we don't want to wait till it gets in poor shape. It's kind of the situation we are in with the Church Street Bridge right now. But but it gives there are no sidewalks like the Kaiser Bridge has sidewalks. Even although technically Church Street Bridge doesn't have sidewalks, you would say, it does have a way you can kind of walk through. So, but South Drive doesn't even have that, so we'll get a pedestrian bridge there. I think that's really that's about $2 million to do that. Really important. Channelized signals at these really intersections on Kaiser Avenue, and I know somebody may say, well, why you ain't doing it more? Well, more money. The more you do, the more it's going to cost. The bigger your ask has to be. So all these things just cost money, right? But channelized signals, that's going to be like you see in some of the bigger cities. You go to some of these cities, New Orleans and New York and places like that, you hit the button, and it allows pedestrians to walk, so forth, so on. So you'll get those at some of those key intersections along Kaiser Avenue. All right, I think we got a couple others. Y'all, there's a refuge island. I think Councilwoman at Large Smith is going to like this, Refuge Island, because I know she talked about Melrose and crossing the street, and Nick he would say, hey, we're applying for a grant that's going to help with that. So with this grant, there's going to be a refuge island right there by Burger King on Kaiser. It's a very bad intersection, very bad kind of coming into Kaiser. So that refuge island, I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute, it's going to help to make us safer. It's about reducing those traffic deaths, whether it's pedestrians who are walking or people who are in the vehicles. So that's what this grant is about. And then one that's really, I think, big for Northwestern is the extension of Tarleton to the bypass. I think they've been wanting to do that for many years. This grant gave us an opportunity to do that. So this shows that we do support Northwestern State University. It's through infrastructure. People may not appreciate it, but in terms of, and I say that to say, a lot of times the street is redone. People say streets need to be redone, but they don't really. They just, they say, hey, government's supposed to do that. But that's going to be a big one for Northwestern, especially when you have graduations, when you have basketball games. There's a basketball game tonight, and you have traffic on campus. They can get out to the bypass that way instead of bringing them back to downtown, bringing them back into the city like that. A couple images I want to share. Oh, and then the realignment of Texas Street. It's all in the grant narrative. All right, just a few pictures I want to share, Steve. This is actually, what bridge is this? Church Street. That's Church Street. All right. But the reason I chose Church Street, because I couldn't get a good Google picture of South Drive Bridge. Sidewalks, you may want to call those sidewalks. The more modern one is going to be on the Kaiser Bridge. But this one does at least have a place where pedestrians can walk. That South Drive Bridge, it is about this wide. You can't really bike across it. You can't walk across it. It's very dangerous. And I know Councilman Nielsen, this falls in his district. I know this is something. So that's a really big win for us. And I just want to show you Church Street. All right, let's look at this other one, Steve. All right, this is a refuge island. Not really sure what city, but think about Tobacco Warehouse, all right? Think about what Burger King is. Think about what you have Melrose, and you have the little medians going down there. That is a very dangerous one. What this allows people to do, instead of them, because Kaiser is wide, instead of them trying to run all the way across or run to the middle, they have some type of protection. So it's a shorter distance. It's a safety mechanism. And I know it's going to be one there, and there may be a couple other refuge islands that we asked for in the grant and that got funded. But again, I think that's a huge improvement. I think that's something that's going to help with people who are moving back and forth, going across Kaiser, so forth and so on, to get to some of those businesses, all right? People can travel safely and get some house rice from Hana's now. These are just some screenshots that I have, kind of give you some of the projects. Again, we talked about the pedestrian bridge. There are going to be some lighting improvements as well. And it shows those areas with lighting improvements. Woodyard, University Parkway. You see Kaiser at Williams, Kaiser at Eastfield, Kaiser South. So a lot happening on Kaiser. As you can see, Kaiser was a focus. That's where a lot of the traffic goes, because that's where you have a lot of your businesses, right? You've got the new Super One there. You've got Walmart there. You've got, fast food, hospital, keep on. So you do get a lot of the improvements there on Kaiser. Crosswalk Refuge. I see one refuge island right there, North Melrose. The rumble strips, all right, those will help as well. Different crosswalk enhancements, all right, road striping, signage, and things like that. So these are the things that we're going to be allowed to do through this important grant, all right? Just a couple more slides. This is that look at Tarleton. If you are going, I've got kids one kid at Middle Lab, so I go here every day. I got two at the elementary lab. You see a road, and it basically ends. So as far as I'm thinking, I was talking to Nick about this earlier, what NSU really wanted is to extend out. They've got Prather, they've got other things that are happening, graduations happen. They want to allow people just stop the congestion, get on out to the bypass. Once they get to the bypass, they can go to 49 or wherever they're trying to go to kind of move traffic along. So again, I think that's really, really big.
So was that actually Jefferson Street?
Yeah, you're right, because Tarleton is actually, that's right, this is actually Jefferson, because, Jefferson turns, what is it called on campus? Is it Jefferson on campus, too?
Yeah, South Jefferson.
It's called what?
South Jefferson.
Because really, Tarleton is where Middle Lab is. It's where those columns, that's really what, so really, yeah, you're right. This really technically is Jefferson. So it's really an extension of Jefferson is what you're going to do. Okay? All right. How grants work. Last slide, I promise. All right, so the city decides to apply for a grant, all right? We go through it, we think about our needs, and this could be in public safety. We've got grants for the fire department on a smaller level. We've done other economic development, community development. But we look at it, there's what you call a NOFO, Notice of Opportunity, and we just decide, hey, well, we think this will benefit our city. That could be myself, that could be Nicole, that could be the department head. Nick Ferret is in on a lot of those. When it's fire, of course, it's Chief Wynn. When it's police, of course, it's Chief Collins. So then you get an award announcement. Now, we don't always get what we ask for, all right? It's kind of like somebody who's a gambler. They tell you what they win, but they don't tell you what they lost, all right? But we don't always get what we ask for, but you got to ask in order to get. So we ask a lot, okay? In order to get some. We ask a lot so we can get some. So, yeah, then what happens is there's a grant agreement process, all right? Now, the grant agreement process is initiated. This could be different. When you're dealing with the federal government, they move at their own pace. We do have an update for RAISE. Nick told me today that for RAISE grant, and I know this is different from this one, but we are, the design work is ongoing, and we are expecting 90% preliminary plan by the end of March. So Gresham Smith, a Baton Rouge-based engineering firm, they are designing this. So you don't just go and dig up. You don't just put up a building. You know, it has to go to the architects if it's a building. It has to go to the engineers if it's something like a street or drainage or something like that. And that could take some time. So RAISE grant is a big one. It's taking some time. Now, part of the challenge we've had with RAISE, because we were awarded in 2022, part of the challenge we've had with RAISE is we went through DOTD, and we love DOTD. We need DOTD. But they have a whole lot of projects that they deal with. And when you have a whole lot of projects and relatively few engineers, that's what we call bureaucratic. In other words, the process gets slowed down. So we ran into a situation with the RAISE grant where the process was slowed down a little bit. We think our agreement was sitting on somebody's desk. They were working on something else. It's kind of like we say, and Eddie, you can relate to this, what we say with the Church Street Bridge. They've been saying over and over. You know, we saw it the other day, Ed and I were talking, we saw, we signed up for these DOT announcements and the Church Street Bridge is on there, yay. But again, it's that bureaucracy. It's gonna happen, but it's just, some of that is above our control that we can control. But RAISE grant, we think once we go through this design and we meet obligation, we're gonna meet obligation, then we'll go out for construction, and we're thinking, if not the end of this year, beginning of 2027, RAISE grant will be moving forward. Last thing I want to say, after then you're going to have your selection of engineering firm. Y'all, let me be very clear. No grant money is sent to the city to be in any of the city bank accounts. There's only one initiative that we got direct funding for, and that's every city in America, based on the formula. That was the American Rescue Plan. And what we decided to split it up. We put some on water, we put some on utility assistance, we put some on streets. We just split it up. We put some on the water treatment, blah, blah, blah. All right? The cities could have done, you know, to meet the needs of a city, however you want to do it. But every other grant is reimbursement. We don't have $17 million sitting in the bank from DOT. DOT is not going to send us $5.7 million to sit in the bank somewhere. It's based on a process, because I know they've learned over the years, hey, to keep things with integrity, to make sure things are running smoothly, to make sure nobody does anything that they shouldn't do. Long before I was here, the federal government decided what we're going to do is we're going to do it on reimbursement. So we're doing that with RAISE right now because we got to pay Gresham Smith for their work. Gresham invoices us, and Nick gets those invoices. He'll send them to finance. Finance pays it. Then we deal with DOT. We submit for reimbursement. Is that something else?
No, sir, you explained it.
Okay, so there's no money coming to us.
No, sir.
It's a reimbursement process. Invoice. We pay the invoice. We tell them, we paid the invoice. Now y'all pay us. And it goes back to the city coffers. That's what happens. Doesn't go anywhere else. All right? So I just wanted to kind of share that. I'm excited about this. I think we're in the works with another one, but that would be counting your chickens before they hatch. So I think we're in the works with another significant grant that's infrastructure related, but we shall see. All right? I've taken up way more time than I wanted to. All right. But certainly anybody has any questions for me, please reach out to me, send me emails. A lot of people have my cell phone number. Do what you have to do. All right. We now have a proclamation, and the proclamation is read by Councilwoman at-Large Smith Kirkendall.
Thank you, Mayor. This is resolution number 003 of 2026, proclamation declaring January the 19th, 2026 as Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the city of Natchitoches. Whereas each year on the third Monday of January, schools, federal offices, post offices, and banks across America close as we observe and honor Dr. Martin Luther King King's birthday. And whereas the first national celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday took place January 20th, 1986, and this year the celebration will be on January the 15th, 2024. Whereas America was moved by a young preacher who called a generation to action and forever changed the course of history. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life to the struggle for justice and equality, sowing seeds of hope for a day when all people might claim the riches of freedom and the security of justice. On Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday, we celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. And whereas Dr. King advocated nonviolent action as a means to overcome the evil of racism in America, and he led the effort that resulted in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, whereas Dr. King guided us toward a mountaintop on which all Americans, regardless of skin color, could live together in mutual respect and brotherhood. Dr. King recognized the power of service to strengthen communities and achieve common goals. Whereas Dr. King dedicated his life to empowering people and challenged them to lift up their neighbors and communities. He broke down barriers within our society by encouraging Americans to look past their differences and refuse to rest until our nation fulfilled its pledge of liberty and justice for all. And now, therefore, I, Ronnie Williams, Jr., Mayor of the City of Natchitoches, hereby proclaim Monday, January 19th, 2026 as Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the City of Natchitoches in honor of the memory and legacy of Dr. King. And I move to adopt resolution number 003 of 2026.
Second. Motion made and seconded. I think everybody knows the great, honorable, tremendous legacy of Dr. King. You know, I just hope that this is not a day that we just let pass by. I often like to say, let's not have it as a day off, but a day on. And so there'll be different activities. I see Mr. Matthew Craig, you're here. Are you here for this particular agenda item?
Yes.
You are, okay.
Yes, sir, thank you.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, no, we appreciate you. You don't need to say anything?
No, sir, I don't need to say anything.
Okay, well, we're so grateful for Mr. Matthew Craig. I know he's going to get to Northwestern tonight because got a game. But we appreciate Matthew. We appreciate Dr. Wise. We appreciate Nicole Gray. There's some others, right, who served on the committee?
Yes,
Brittany Broussard. So many great people who just, look, they boxed me out, and I'm glad they boxed me out because they're like, hey, we can go and do this without you, Mayor. So we got some flyers that they created and some activities that are going on this week and into the beginning of next week, which is, MLK Day this coming Monday. Obviously, the city is going to be closed to observe that. But their activities starting, I believe, on Thursday, I believe. On Thursday all the way through Tuesday. Really Tuesday, right? The 20th, right? Would you say that? That racial reconciliation day, is it something like that?
correct.
Yeah.
And we start the service Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, so what Matthew said, those who are listening, maybe listening on, it starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got the flyers, so we're going to announce later on. But we just really appreciate you, Matthew, and just tell the whole group, send them our regards. We appreciate that work, that effort that you are doing with our student population to make sure that we are doing a great job in honoring Dr. King's legacy. And again, you all are helping us to do that in an excellent way. So, Matthew is a brother of A5A as well, just like Dr. King was. So we certainly appreciate your work. Yes, Ms. Carolyn? I can email you. Want me to email you? How about I do that? I'm going to try to do that tonight. Okay? All right. Any other comments or questions? Like I said, we'll have the announcement slide later on. Seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Council, if you don't mind, will you join me with Matthew to take this? Are you Dr. Craig? Matthew?
No.
You're not yet? Okay. All right. Folks that in that shoe, come on, man, we want to take a picture with you. All right. We got the proclamation?
I didn't print a proclamation.
Oh, that's right. Let's get the picture anyway. All right. We'll present the proclamation to you another time, but let's get the picture here. That's right, because I said, I'm glad you came, though. Hey, we'll get you. All right, we'll get you centered here. Yeah. Oh, we said we need to move. I feel like we need to move over this one. Okay. All right, keep you centered. All right, here we go.
What is the show next time? Matthew Craig.
We'll have the proclamation for Monday. Okay? All right. Appreciate you. And we've already started advertising on Facebook, the city's page, and for everybody to get that information. All right, we've got some planning and zoning for final. We've got some ordinances for final. We've got some ordinances we're going to introduce, and then we've got some resolutions. So we're going to start with the planning and zoning final. And it's read by Councilman Peachy.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 046 of 2025, and ordinance amending ordinance number 64 of 2021 by changing zoning classification of the property described as follows. Whereas the Planning Commission of the City of Natchitoches, State of Louisiana, has recommended at their meeting on December 2nd of 2025 that the application of Frank Griffin to rezone the property described above from R1 to R3 for the operation of a short-term rental be approved. May I so move to adopt ordinance number 046.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. It's been a month, so I kind of forgot. But did we have representation, Chantrell, on this one, or it's pretty much the same as those have been before? I don't know if they would need to say anything, or if council, if you have questions, they can come up. But what are they doing, Chantrell? Like we've seen otherwise?
Ms. Price is here if
Is
she.
she
You want
here?
Ms. Price to say something? Ms. Price want to say something?
Do I need to?
I don't think you necessarily need to. I mean, we know what the short-term rentals are. I mean, you're going to rent them out to individuals who want to stay here different times. Council, if you have, now, if they have any questions, y'all got any questions for them?
It's adjacent to rental property already.
Okay.
So
It's already
fits
adjacent.
in the zone.
Right.
Yeah, we looked at it.
208 Poet.
Okay. All right. See, any other comments or questions since this is a voting item? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. All right, next we have an ordinance for final, and there are a couple, y'all. Wait, yeah, we have a couple that kind of deal with leases. All right, we got a few that deal with leases, so I think they're going to be similar in nature, but this first one is handled by Councilwoman at Large Smith Kirkendall.
Thank you, Mayor. This is ordinance number 040 of 2025. It's for final. It's an ordinance upon the recommendations of the Finance Department and the Airport Commission that the City Council of the City of Natchitoches authorize a lease of that area on the fence at the Natchitoches Regional Airport for hay operations with James Russell Stacy, and authorizing the mayor, Ronnie Williams Jr., to execute said lease on behalf of the City of Natchitoches and to provide for advertising. This ordinance was introduced on November 24, 2025, and published in the Natchitoches Times on December 29th, December 6th, and December 13th, 2035. The term of this lease shall be from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028, and I move for adoption, excuse me, I move for adoption of ordinance number 040. It's the second.
Motion is, I think we got a second. We got 2 seconds. Motion is made and seconded twice for this particular piece. And like I said, we've done these. Ed, you want to say something? I know it's been a month, we've slept a few times since then. Well,
Yeah, this one and the next two, they're just hay leases. A farmer pays the city money to cut the hay, and they roll the hay, $6.50 per round bale. It saves Public Works and other city departments from having to bush hog it, so it saves labor, wear and tear on equipment, as well as, fuel and that sort of thing.
Yeah, all right. Looking Ed has given that explanation. Thank you, Ed. All right, any comments or questions about this particular item?
Making money.
All righty, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Like Ed said, these next two are going to be very similar. This next one, this next ordinance is read by Councilman Harrington.
This is ordinance 41 for final. This is an ordinance upon the recommendations of the Finance Department that the City of Natchitoches enter into a lease of a 25-acre tract in the industrial park for hay operation with James R. Stacy, and authorizing the mayor, Ronnie Williams Jr., to execute said lease on behalf of the City of Natchitoches and to provide for advertising. I move to adopt ordinance 41 of 2026.
Second.
Okay. Motion is made and seconded. Same thing Ed said, city property being managed by
James.
Stacy Farm. Yes, James Stacy. Any comments, questions about this one?
I'll clarify real quick. It's actually ordinance 41 of 2025, and not 2026.
Okay. All right, that clarification is noted on the record. All right, no comments or questions? All right, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Now, this next one is Councilman PT.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 042, ordinance upon the recommendation of the Finance Department that the City of Natchitoches enter into a lease of a 29.7 acre tract in the industrial park for hay operations with M&M Farms of Cane River. And Mayor, I so move to adopt ordinance number 042.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt this one, same as the one going back to ordinance number 40 of 2025. All right, comments or questions now? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. All right, next is regarding the new fire station, and that is read by Councilman Harrington.
This is ordinance 43 of 2025. It's for final. It was introduced previously, so I'll read by title only. This is an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the City of Natchitoches to award the bid for the new fire station number 3, University Parkway, Natchitoches, Louisiana. Bid number is 0678. I move to adopt ordinance 43 of 2025.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. We have an image up here. I think that's going to be really nice coming into town from the bypass interstate way with this fire station. What it's going to do is relocate 3, which is on MLK, to this particular location. Just a couple points to note. This was a long-held city goal. I mean, it dates back probably the late 90s. I don't know if it goes further back than that. But we were able to get some funding for, from the state. We call it capital outlay, but get some funding, 1.8. I think our low bid comes in, Chief Wynn, where's that?
$3,253,000, and that's from Pat Williams Construction.
Pat Williams Construction. And we thought, what we said last time, Chief was saying, thought it was really competitive. The bids were close. How many bids did we receive, Chief?
We received 6
6.
bids, and they were all fairly close with, that's when we feel we got a pretty decent, a bid. And Pat Williams has done work for the city before, and they've done, I think they did the riverbank, and hopefully if this is approved, we'll start construction hopefully within 6
He hasn't done work since I've been here, but what I've heard, people have spoken well about this particular company. But obviously, we go through a bid process. It's always great if you get somebody local, but you got to go through the bid process.
NSC graduate.
Oh, hey, yeah, I'll take that. I like that. Yeah, so you're looking at a delta of 1.4, and Fire has they have some meals that they get, so we'll just fund it there. And although you want the state to pay for everything, we love it when we get a Safe Streets for All, and it's totally paid for by either state or federal, or like our raise grant, 17 million, no match at all. But the reality, a lot of these have matches, or there's some difference in what the construction actually is and the amount that we were awarded. But nonetheless, 1.8 is going to cover more than half of the project, and I think that that's a significant win. So Chief has done a great job in making a conscious effort there's some things we were going to do, but since we have this 1.4 to take care of this fire station, or build this fire station, we'll delay those, we'll put those on some other plan. Being fiscally responsible is what we're trying to tell you. Any comments or questions about this particular item? All right, I'm excited about it. Chief, you got anything else?
No, sir. Thank y'all.
A long time coming. All right, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Look, we're going to keep you updated every step of the way. We like to put things on Facebook, but we'll keep you up. We're going to have a big groundbreaking. You know, Chief going to do some fire demonstration. I'm just messing with him. But we'll have a big groundbreaking with that, so just stay tuned. Do we know, Ed or Chief, when we think we'll break ground on this?
Probably 60 to 90 days. We have to get the contract signed, the bonds in place, had pre-construction meeting, then they mobilize. So that's just a guess right now, 60 to 90 days.
So sometime in the spring.
Yes, our
Yes.
next step, we'll have to get approval through facility and planning.
That's right.
And as soon as they look at the contract and give approval, then we'll sign the contract and move forward.
All right, it's been good. Happy to be where we are now. So it's just these things take a process. All right, from the award amount. I mean, I think we were awarded this 1.8 back in what, 22 or 3?
It's been
23. So almost 3 years later, now we're getting ready to build. So it takes some time from award to actually construction. All right, this next one, y'all, is I think it's dealing with the airport. Yeah, it's dealing with the airport, and it's Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Shifting gears to the airport from the Hay. Ordinance number 44 of 2025, a reading title only, an ordinance approving a lease between the City of Natchitoches and Norwest Incorporated of a .801 acre tract, sometime referred to as Lot 1 of the Natchitoches Regional Airport, and authorizing the mayor of the City of Natchitoches, Ronnie Williams, to execute a lease in favor of Norwest Incorporated, and further providing for advertising of the lease and an effective date. And I move that we adopt ordinance number 44 of 2025.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. This is a lease. Ed, say some more. Tell me some more.
Yeah, this is just a land lease. They own the hangar. It's the old Paul Foshee Dustin hangar, and it sits on airport property, so this lease is only for the land.
Only
And
for
it's
the
a
land.
renewal.
It's a renewal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Comments or questions, y'all? Council? Any from the audience? All right, seeing none. Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Peachy.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Now, y'all, the next three pieces we're going to introduce. So that means that we will, the next time we meet, which will be the 26th, we'll put it up for a vote. So if there are any questions, council, about these, I think Ed can help with the first two, and Tim can help with the third one there. But, all right, this first one is read by Councilwoman Washington Eli on introduction.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to table the introduction that's for the Russell Mary Edith State Farm. It's because of some current payments history that have not been paid. I have spoke with Mr. Edley about it, and I'd like the board to table it until the payments coming current.
Let me ask this too, though. Is this just a 2-week one? Or this, because I know we have some that it's like a month, because it's got to be 30 days in the,
You have to advertise it 3 weeks, 1 week apart, so.
so this one will come back up to us next week?
No,
I mean, not
the
next week,
next
but you
one,
know,
the
the next meeting.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, in February.
all
It'll be
right.
the first meeting in February.
Okay, there's a motion to table it. Is there, I think she stated why.
Yeah, we talked prior to the meeting. There's some delinquent payments. So prior to moving forward with an introduction, moving forward with the lease, we want that to be current.
Okay?
I second it, Mayor.
All right, motion made and seconded. All right, and basically, just like Alex said, get current on what we have, and then we'll come back and
Introduce.
introduce, yeah,
Yeah.
what we have to.
It's my impression. It's payments to the city.
Yes, ma'am.
What
How far
about the
behind?
following ordinance?
They're behind, Councilwoman at Large, 3 months.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we've approved, was it not the same person, the other
Yeah.
ones? It's the same? James Russell Stacy?
Yeah, we approved.
Now, I don't know why it's different. This one says
This-
Russell and Mary Edith Stacy. The other one
I don't
just said
think
his
they're-
name.
Yeah, I don't think
So I'm
they're
not
the
sure
same.
exactly why that is. Why is that, Ed?
I don't know why that is. That may be just the way we wrote it down.
But the same person?
Same people?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Everything's the same.
Okay.
It is the same, it's
It
just
is
the
the
way
same
that it was
people?
drafted, yeah.
So council, it's up to y'all. There's a motion. Well, we got a motion. We got a motion in a second.
second.
To table it just until till they get current.
Yes.
Questions, comments?
I question, they're next up on another ag lease. So is that included in the motion? Or
Well, I think y'all, one item at a time. but
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
You reading that one?
I guess that's what I was, why didn't it come up previous?
Yeah.
Ordinance number 40 was the same.
We had two.
And, orders number 40 is, they're
And 44.
current, they're
No.
current on those, but they're not current on
Oh,
several other,
there's just only certain ones?
So
yes.
they're current on the hay operations, but not the agriculture.
They owe a total of about $1,980, and we're not going to sign these until they show up and pay. But Russell says he'll be in town on Friday to pay the hay leases, the ones that y'all were just approved. So we won't let him sign until he pays that, but he'll be here Friday. And the other two are fine if they get tabled. He won't get his crop loans till probably March or so.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you, Ed, do you always do it like that? If they haven't paid, you may send it through the council, but you don't?
It's typically not a problem, Mayor. This
I've never
is
seen
kind of
it.
new territory.
Okay.
but
All
I'm,
right.
And they say Friday, this Friday coming?
This Friday for the hay lease.
For the hay lease?
I would just like to ask one question. Can, for now on, can we, because they're due every month, for they won't have to actually really, get behind any, do we do any late fees on this?
No, they're due after they cut hay. And then that way we know the number of bales, how many to build them for.
Yeah, so they do
typically
6
get
hay
2 to
bales, they
3.
get billed, they do 7 hay bales, they get billed, and then we send a bill out. So that's
That's
what I'm
correct.
saying, though, when they're doing it, can they pay their money?
Yeah, and we send them an invoice. I send it to the finance department, they send the invoice. But on this one, they haven't paid in a timely manner. But
Yeah, because they're behind July, September, and November.
Yeah, and the reason I
September,
asked, just to be, consistent over time, when other leases came up, when there's an issue, those things were tabled. Here, we have someone delinquent and asking us to introduce a lease agreement, and I'm suggesting that we should table it until
We
they
can take it to
current.
the next
Yeah.
meeting, it's only a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it won't
it's-
hurt anything since like I say, they get their crop loan until March, and we're only talking $1,900. They'll spend that much cutting it one time.
I mean, I've been on the council for 10 years now, and Dale's longer, and this has never come up. We renew these every year, and they've never been behind, so maybe it should hopefully be resolved by the next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's being introduced, so I guess, Alex, we can make a move on something that's being introduced.
We tabled it.
It was asked to be, it was tabled. I
Table.
think that's the motion on
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right.
It's been second.
Any comments or questions about this? All right, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
No.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Now we've got this next one, which I think is, like Ed was saying, is very similar to the one we just dealt with, and it's read by Councilman Nielsen.
ordinance number 2 of 2026, an ordinance upon the recommendations of Finance Department that the city of Natchitoches enter into an agricultural lease of 96.82 acre tract, at which 69.11 acres is farmable land, more or less, with Russell and Mary Edith Stacy Farms, and authorizing the mayor, Ronnie Williams Jr., to execute said lease on behalf of the city of Natchitoches and to provide for advertising. And this is basically like the previous.
Okay? Same situation.
I make a motion that we not move, we have, well, table it.
Yes, we'll
Make a
table.
motion that we table this. for
My
next meeting.
second.
Motion made and seconded to table. Any comment or question? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
No.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Yes.
Harrington, PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries to table it and deal with it in the near future. All right, this next one is read by Councilwoman at-large Smith Kirkendall, and is there, we see this all the time, Christmas lighting supplies.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 003 of 2026, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Natchitoches to award the bid for Christmas lighting supplies, which is bid number 0681. Whereas the resolution number 087 of 2025 was passed by the Natchitoches City Council on October 13, 2025, authorizing the mayor to advertise for bids for Christmas lighting supplies. And whereas this bid was advertised in the Natchitoches Times on December 11th, December 18th, and December 25th, 2025, in accordance with law. Whereas 3 bid proposals were received and opened as follows. Dean Nida and Associates, Sarasota, Florida, $91,411. Christmas Lights, Inc., Edmond, Oklahoma, $124,660. Holiday Radiance, Avon Lake, Ohio, $138,250. Whereas 2 bids received from Elite Textile Trading LLC and Christmas Lighting and Beyond did not comply with the terms of the bid and were not accepted. Whereas on January 7, 2026, the appointed committee of Clarissa Brown Smith, Finance Director Ed Lee, Director of Purchasing, Tim Tusek, Utility Director, and Dale Nielsen, Councilman, reviewed the bid proposals for Christmas lighting supplies, which is bid number 061. And whereas above appointed committee members unanimously recommended that the city award the bid to the lowest bidder, Dean Nada and Associates, in the amount of $91,411. Now therefore be it ordained that the Honorable Ronnie Williams Jr. Mayor is hereby authorized and empowered and directed to sign any and all documents necessary for acceptance of this bid. And this is for introduction only.
Got some comment, Tim?
No, this is just our annual restocking of Christmas lights, supplies, streamer, bulbs, sockets.
We talked about this before, but a lot of positive comments on the lights.
They're beautiful this year.
So-
Very beautiful.
We did ask for a little bit extra for the 100th.
Yeah.
Special things for the 100th.
We want the 100 to be the best. Nice.
Have we
Great.
put together a committee to?
I think Ms. Sandra and them have a committee. I don't know if they've started. Y'all got a committee going?
and
Yeah.
Hopefully our lieutenant governor and others will kind of help out with advertising at least, and
They are.
It seems to be very positive this year. I mean, weather, we were just blessed with good weather, I think, all of those Saturdays. One time, I think it rained, but it rained after everything was over, so still were able to get people here. So that should be hopefully a good economic boost during this time. Okey dokey, okay, so we'll see that. That's our usual thing. Again, like the Councilwoman Lord said, it's just for introduction. Look, y'all, we just have 4 resolutions left, and this first one is Councilwoman Washington Eli.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 01 of 2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute change order number 1 to the contract between the City of Natchitoches and 8 Peak Construction for 2025 street rehabilitation program. Whereas on July the 25th, 2025, the City of Natchitoches execute contract with 8 Peak Construction LAC construction of project known as the City of Natchitoches 2025 Street Rehabilitation Program with the contract amount of $570 and $263.10, completion of November the 18th of 2025. Whereas AP Construction has completed all work as the project, and whereas the city engineer issued change order number 1 dated December the 8th of 2025 to provide an account of final qualities of the contract items. And I move to adopt resolution number 001 of 2026.
Second, may I just make a comment that it's $570,263.10.
Thank you, Councilwoman at Large.
All right, did we get
A second.
we got a motion second? Ed, I know Nick shared with me that any questions you can answer. What is this street program? This is the East Fifth?
This was East Fifth, Bienville intersection, East Fifth, part of, I call it Fish Hatchery Road. And so this was, there were change orders added, and there were change orders deducted. The net decrease was $105,673. So a net cost to the city for this project was $464,589.81. So Nick has a long narrative written. Most of it is quantity adjustments at the end of the project, less asphalt, less rock, less things like that. That was the larger part of the deductions.
Okay. I'll get Nick to send the change order narrative. He can send it to everybody.
Did y'all not, the council not get it?
Oh, did we get it?
Yeah.
Is it here? Oh, okay. It's
Yeah,
in
it
here.
gives you the purpose and it explains what the changes
Okay.
are.
Well, he already got it. Yeah,
Follows
he's,
right behind the resolution.
good deal, good deal.
I want to ask this question. I know you said Fish Hatchery Road. They started midway. Are you planning to come toward South Drive?
I don't know of any more that's planned for that right now. I know Nick, based on his evaluation, picked the worst section, the section that was in the worst shape to redo.
It was pretty bad there. but
Yeah.
The beginning is bad too, but okay. That's-
Okay. All righty, good. So we got that. So that's a savings of
$105,673.29.
And just to go ahead and tell y'all, we did get $100,000 for St. Maurice Lane, a portion of it. So
That's good.
we think with this savings, any additional that we'll need. Did we get bids for that yet?
No.
You didn't really do bids, did you?
Yes,
Like a
we did.
RFP or
I'm
something.
having to think because it's not on here. We did an RFP because it's a small project. It's only that one section of road.
But
we
if
did.
there's some overages,
Yes.
we have some savings, I guess is what I'm
And,
saying.
yeah, we have some savings, but what we save on this project, we can put towards
St. Maurice,
finishing up the St. Maurice.
if we need it, yeah,
And that's
gotcha.
the block, that's the section between Williams Avenue and East Fifth.
Mm-hmm. Any questions, comments? All righty. Seeing none, this is a good change order, y'all. It's a decrease. All right, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Look, I don't know, the picture shows two-line, but our document says water treatment facility improvements. Is that the?
No, this is for the one we just did, the picture.
No, we just,
There you go.
okay.
What are you looking at?
I guess what I'm saying is,
Yeah, I see
It
what
does
you're
say,
saying.
yeah,
You see what I'm-
Second Street and.
are we supposed to?
Uh-huh.
Mayor, the resolution is for the water treatment facility phase two.
Okay, oh, I got you, okay, all right, got you. So Oh, okay, so yeah, just don't worry about the pictures, what you're saying. Okay, okay. Councilman PT.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 002 of 2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor to advertise and accept bids for the water treatment facility improvements. Whereas the city wishes to advertise public bids for the water treatment facility improvements, Phase 2. Whereas the sealed proposal shall be addressed to the City of Natchitoches, Office of the Director of Purchasing at 1400 Sabine Street, Natchitoches, Louisiana, 71457, or received at the City of Natchitoches Purchasing Department at 1400 Sabine Street, Natchitoches, Louisiana. Whereas the City of Natchitoches will accept sealed and electronic bids for the project until 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 12th of 2026, at the Office of the Director of Purchasing at 1400 Sabine Street. Whereas the bids will be publicly open and read aloud at the location and time above. May I so move to adopt resolution number 002?
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Tim, what are these improvements?
This is the second part of the water treatment facility improvements of the estimated $17.7 million expansion and rehab. It's going to be the rehab of the Clearwell 2, Plant 2, Clearwell 2, tube settlers, and actuators on Plant 2. That way we can take down Plant 3 and do a complete rehab on Plant 3. Plant 2 puts out $2.5 million, so we need it running at total capacity with Plant 4 at $2.5 million, so we can keep up with our daily usage, which averages about 6 million. So we're going to be pushing it pretty hard, just trying to keep up to have Plant 3 completely rehabbed.
So is this bid just for Plant 3, or is it
Just
2 and 3?
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Yes.
So Plant 3 goes down when Plant 4 comes up.
No, Plant 2 will go down first, that way we can get it putting out max capacity.
Oh, I got you.
On paper, it's supposed to put out 4 million, but years ago, one of the clarifiers was turned into a thickener, so it only runs half capacity. If we push it hard, we can get 2.5 million out of it. The water's not the greatest, but that's what we have to do to be able to take down Plant 3.
So we don't think this renovation project will give us more production?
The renovation's gonna let us go to as much as the plants that we have in existence now will put out.
Okay. Gotcha.
How we doing on Plant 4? I know
Plant
that's
4,
changing the subject.
we have a total water plant shutdown scheduled for sometime around the beginning of February, which means we're going to be shutting down the entire water plant. We will not be producing water at that time to do the electrical tie-in. We're going to try to do it midnight. But Plant 4 is waiting on that.
Good.
With our Clearwell 3 being down, it kind of hinders it. We don't have that 1 million gallons that we can put out into the system, so we're waiting on East Fifth to be completely rehabbed right now. East Fifth elevated tank, which is 1 million gallon. It's almost done. That's what we're waiting on to be able to do this shutdown.
So we're close. Well, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Well, I would say this is indicative of our commitment to the residents of Natchitoches. We said that we would improve our water capacity, and that's exactly what we're doing. Plant 4 is near completion. We're working on rehabbing 2 and 3. It's one of those things we said we would do, and we actually see it right now. So obviously this can't happen without the support of the city council, obviously the leadership in our utility department, the engineers and folks like that. So really appreciative of that. You know, water is one of those deals that people just take for granted all the time, and if you don't have it, you see how important it is. So we're trying to make it to where we don't ever get to that situation, or we minimize people not having water or being with the lack of water. So really good, really good. This is a better agenda than I thought. Really good deal here. Okay, so getting ready to advertise for bids. All right, any comment or question here?
I don't know, Mayor, just, I'm wondering, once we get at full capacity, maybe we could be a landing destination for a data center. No.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding, but that's out there in Shreveport.
There are inquiries.
Oh, really? Oh, no, no.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if I say no. We need to look at this now. But, I know it's become very controversial.
Water.
It's become controversial. But here's what I've heard. They being the companies, whether it's Meta, I don't know who else besides Meta, who's doing them. But they'll pay for the improvements. Because they're going to suck up a lot. And I don't think they necessarily need treated water. But I mean, people throughout the country, some people have been turning them down, going against them. You saw what happened in Shreveport, which I think the city council unanimously said, let's do it. I think the municipal, whatever they call it, planning commission turned it down. But hey, we did our industrial, and I know we're off topic, but we did our industry analysis, and that was kind of the hottest industry right now. Now, it doesn't create a whole lot of permanent jobs, but it does a lot of construction, but there are some permanent jobs at the same time. So, I mean, I don't think AI is going anywhere. It's here.
It's here.
So we just got to find out how we welcome it into our environment. So, but we're putting ourselves, to your point though, we're putting ourselves in a position where we could possibly do this. And that's what we were saying. That's what Alex said a whole lot. Even Matt said it. We build this. We could. There is an economic development component to increasing your water capacity. And we wouldn't be able to entertain that stuff without what we're doing now. So this is a really big thing. I might cry. No, I'm messing with you. All right. But any other comment or question? All right. Okay, seeing now, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. 2 more items, y'all, and then we'll all go to the NSU game. You cannot go home. Okay? So we've got Councilman Harrington reading the next deal.
Resolution 4 of 2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a certificate of substantial completion to the contract between the City of Natchitoches and CDE Construction LLC for the water distribution system improvements at Breda Town Phase 2. I move to adopt Resolution 4 of 2026.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Tim, you've got some images, and I love when we do images. I love images. Thank you for the images. All right, Tim, you want to explain?
No, this was the Breda Town project we just finished up. Councilwoman Eli went around with me and we did the punch list. Punch list is pretty much complete. We're going to hold on to the retainage for 45 days, and then we have a year warranty after on roads, water lines.
Whoa,
everything.
year warranty. Good deal.
Yes.
Okay, it's good. Look, and I know it wasn't on the live agenda, but this is Breda Town, and I know the guy said nothing happens in Breda Town, but this is Breda Town that we put the water lines in, and it helps with that discolored water, brown tinted water, which we hate. Trust me, the utility department, they don't like that. And the best way, I'm told anyway, that we could address it, it's a long game. It's doing these type of works, going in the ground, changing out the old cast iron, putting this new type of stuff in that's gonna be more durable, more last longer. So that's Breda Town. Tim and I will be in conversation what our next phase is gonna be as we talk about budget and things like that. I will say the one on South Williams has started. So y'all drive by South Williams, y'all see some activity. I'm seeing some cables, but Tim, I'll talk to you about that. I'm just kind of interested. I rode down there today. But we got one, Breda Town, this one in South Williams. We're doing on both sides of the river, all right? So just so that's very clear to you, so you know we're about addressing the needs everywhere in the city, okay? But we did put a Facebook post up, and I know there were people saying, hey, oh, what about this area? What about this area? If we could change all water lines, I guarantee you we would do it at one time. But because we don't have that unlimited pot of money, we're just chugging along. Now, I think, and again, I said this earlier, we're not going to count our chickens before they hatch. I think we're going to get some good news. We may not get the good news, but I think it's headed toward that way, and we'll be able to report that out if it comes to us. But we are looking for funding to change out these water lines, to improve these streets, to support our law enforcement, to support our firemen, to support whatever the city has to do. We're trying to do it because it takes money to get it done, okay? All right. So this is substantial completion. Any comments or questions about it?
Mayor, I will say that in this area, the residents have been telling us that the water tastes a lot better, the water looks a lot better, they have better pressure. So it's been a really good experience so far.
That is
That's
awesome.
great.
That's the news we like
What
to
we
hear.
like to hear.
All right. And this is second phase, and like I said, we'll talk, Tim and I talk more about, is there another phase in Breeder Town, so forth, so on. But we're just trying to make sure we're representing everybody everywhere in the city of Natchitoches, all right? Then lastly, Councilman Nielsen. We made
Thank
it
you,
to the
Mayor.
last item.
Last item.
Oh, we got to vote. We got to vote.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got a motion in a second, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, I got a little too excited. All right, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Now, lastly, Councilman Nielsen.
Resolution number 005 of 2026, a resolution authorizing and approving master services and purchasing agreement between the City of Natchitoches and Axon Enterprise Incorporated for acquisition of devices and services, and authorizing the mayor, Ronnie Williams, Jr., to execute the agreement and any other documents necessary and proper in the premises. Whereas the City of Natchitoches desires and has determined that a true and very real need exists for the purchase and acquisition of devices and services for the City of Natchitoches Police Department described in the attached Master Services and Purchasing Agreement and quote summary between the City of Natchitoches and Axon Enterprise Incorporated, and whereas further, the proposed Master Services and Purchasing Agreement and quote summary are attached, and whereas having received the attached Master Services and Purchasing Agreement and quote summary between the city and Axon Enterprise Incorporated and approving same, the City Council of the City of Natchitoches desires to authorize Mayor Ronnie Williams, Jr. to execute agreement on behalf of the city, and the council shall ratify and adopt any previous agreement signed to secure this contract and interest rate. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Natchitoches in legal session convened does hereby authorize, empower, and direct Honorable Ronnie Williams, Jr., Mayor, to execute the Master Services and Purchasing Agreement and quote summary between Axon Enterprise Incorporated and the City of Natchitoches. And I said all that to say this, that this is tasers, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'll give way to the chief.
We'll pass it to Chief Collins, who's known for brevity.
But
He's known
before
for
I pass
brevity.
it,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 005 of 2026.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Chief Collins.
Yes, sir. This is basically the contract to allow us to purchase tasers for our officers. As you know, nationwide, we encounter all kind of situations, dealing with mentally ill, dealing with people who are violent offenders. And this gives our officers the opportunity to be able to utilize a device that can take a person into custody, allow us to limit the exposure to injury, which is by far helpful to everyone, and actually do what we need to do. It's amazing. It's thought-provoking that Natchitoches Police Department was the first to deploy tasers in this parish. And at this point in time, we basically need to allow that component so that each one of our officers has a taser available, given the circumstances that they encounter each and every day.
That's great.
Look, this is
I think it's going to help a lot.
fantastic thing. This shows us supporting our law enforcement. Chief was explaining to me, we have 7 tasers
7.
in a department of how many?
That's all?
55.
Department of 55, 7 tasers.
So all of them will have a taser now, is what we're
Yes,
trying
ma'am.
to do.
And that's what was really thought-provoking. As we talked about it on the panel, we try to save money where we can, but at this point in time, we have festivals, constant details and parades.
And if something
it can't
happens,
be
you don't know when
moment.
something's gonna happen.
We can't say, hey, y'all wait while we have someone come over
with the
so we can
taser.
utilize this. So it just gives my officers the opportunity to have something that they can allow to de-escalate. We just recently did force utilization and de-escalation training back in December, and it's all so that we can talk people down. We don't want to hurt anyone. We don't want anyone to be hurt, and at the end of the day, this tool will allow us to do that.
It's great.
It's a no-brainer to me.
Yep.
Chief like to get those long emails. I said, man, you had me on the first line when you said only 7 for the whole department. So they have a tax as well. And it's just using the taxpayer dollars in a responsible way to purchase what our law enforcement needs to help to keep our city
Community
safe.
safe,
So,
right.
any comment or question about this resolution? All right, I think it's a great piece. Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith Kirkendall.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Thank you, council. Our next meeting is on the 26th. And do remember that our offices will be closed in honor of MLK Day on the 19th. But there are several activities taking place. Download Regroup for street closures such as that. Download the Go Negatives app. You know how we take a rest, and then we'll get back started. Blooming on the Brick, stuff like that will start appearing back. What is that? Jazz Fest. Boom, 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 boom. It'll be here before you know it. Really, right now, I mean, you got Mardi Gras happening, right? You just had a Mardi Gras parade. We didn't announce it in our last meeting, but I think it was a successful parade. From what I can see, we'll talk about it tomorrow in our staff meeting, but I think it was good. But this is the King Cakes and Cocktails, the Service League, y'all. And Steve, move that. That's Friday to what? Move the little hand, Steve. It's Friday, January. This Friday? Yeah, move the little hand. There you go. 16. So that's this Friday, y'all. That's happening, and it's a ticketed event. Tickets are $20 from 6 to 8 p.m. So everybody's Mardi Gras. We got them back to back to back. We got another crew, a new crew in this year. Crew of the 9. So they got a ball and everything going on this Saturday.
And
All right.
the parade will be on the 31st.
Parade on the 31st, that's right. And she may have that in here. Like Matthew Craig said earlier, we're starting with the MLK Day of events, actually starting well before MLK Day. And I'm still going to send it to you, Ms. Carolyn Roy, but if you want to take a picture, you can. But the 16th, they're starting with the Rolling Hills Ministry, and they just got these different things. Y'all look at it on Facebook. It's there. We may have it on the Go Natchitoches app as well, but I'm not sure. But that's what I was saying all the way through the 20th, that day of racial healing. The campus has been doing that now for the last few years that I know of. So it's going to be at 6 p.m. And I think that's a very important topic and effort that hopefully people will attend to. But the big MLK Day March and Justice for Peace program normally is at the Triangle, but this year's at the MLK Rec Center. I assume that's because of weather. Maybe, I don't know. But it's at the MLK Rec Center. So we're going to march from the Ben Johnson Community Center, not as far as we did in previous years. We're going to go to the MLK Rec Center, okay? All right, I think we have another one. That's the same thing about the Peace March, just its own flyer. All right, starts at 10 a.m. Starts at 10 a.m. Crew of Dionysus, they've got a Mardi Gras parade. It's going to take place on Valentine's Day. I know not. No, I'm messing around. But that's a good day. Take your special significant other to the parade, all right? You already got everything planned out for you. All right, so at 6 p.m., that's when the Crew of Dionysus, and that's going to be a really good parade as it is every year. What's that? That's an art deal? Oh, Steve? Okay, oh, see? Okay, yeah, figures in focus, realism, and everyday stories. This is taking place at Northwestern State University. It's really great to have a university in your city, different things like this. So I think the lady told me she was passing that by. So again, I think it's free and open to the public. It should be interesting at the Orville Hanchy Gallery. All right. Preparing our youth for the workforce, put on by the Chamber. All right, be a part of the solution. So this is going to take place January 21st, which is going to be next Wednesday. It's going to be at NRMC's Listash Room from 8:15 to 9:30 a.m. So again, I think that's a very important topic that we should be discussing. Is that it? All right, that's it. Look, y'all, it is 9 to 12. I don't know if y'all noticed, Saturday, Northwestern won. They won on a buzzer beater, and they made the top 10 ESPN. Now, they made the top 10. That's of the whole country. And you had college football going on. You had NFL. I don't know if they had counted the NFL stuff, but you had a lot of sports, basketball, NBA, and we made number 4. Michael Thomas hit the shot. We won. We always sort our down, but we come back up. It's 15 to 9 now. I'm encouraging you to go over, get that schedule, support the Demons, the Lady Demons as well, and any other sports they have going on over there, okay? All right, we kept you very long tonight. At this time, we will hear a motion to adjourn.
May I make a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Have a great night, folks. See you at the game.